A cone is a three-dimensional geometric shape that tapers smoothly from a flat base to a point called the apex or the vertex. It's well known that a cone holds one of the world's finest treats, ice cream. But can this versatile figure bring some of the same magic to the game of popcorning? The people at the Popcornopolis Company claim that they have long been known for the cone. Today, Popcornopolis puts its cone up against three competitors in a battle against snacks of other shapes in a geometric showdown for the ages. So circle around, all you squares, as we try a new angle on the world of snacking. You tried it! You Tried Dat. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock,
Hey, what's up?
Nick Geiger.
Hello.
Guys, and we're here to eat some snacks that are in different shapes. Does the shape of a snack mean anything to you?
I'll tell you, I'm excited about this cone of popcorn. I'm ready to be a cone head. What's a famous line from Coneheads? Take me to your leader, or something like that. I don't remember. You guys remember
I've never
Coneheads?
seen it.
Do you remember Coneheads? You never saw the movie Coneheads?
No.
Or the sketch
Do you?
that it's based
I
on?
know of it. Look at that. I dare you to go back and sit down and watch Coneheads and tell me I missed out.
Okay, here we go. So I just Googled Coneheads quotes. Here's what comes up. Beldar Conehead, : If for some reason your life functions ceased, my most precious one, I would collapse. I would draw the shades, and I would live in the dark. I would never get out of my slar pad or clean myself. My fluids would coagulate. My cone would shrivel, and I would die. Miserable and lonely. You saying you don't remember that famous, memorable
That's
quote,
where
Geiger?
that quote's from. I hear it all the time in popular culture, and I just never knew where it originated from. Thank you.
Right.
Someone else who's miserable, besides Beldar Conehead, I wanted to just fill in, as we've talked about this in the previous episode.
Yes.
There's a picture. So I was going through the internet, as one is to do,
Mhm.
and there's a picture on it. There's a small puppy with there's a cone around his head, oddly, because
He's a
he's
conehead.
been injured. He's a conehead puppy.
Is his name Beldar?
This is a protected.
Does he say, take me to your leader, you miserable cesspool, or whatever that quote was?
And there's what's a safety cone around his head, and it
Uh-huh.
says underneath, he cut off my leg and left me in a box. And underneath says he cut off this puppy's leg, left him in a box to die. He sat for over 2 weeks with no pain or medication or care. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but this dog can't get a like or a share after all that.
He sat in a box with no pain after someone cut off his leg? I think that guy might be wrong.
With no pain medication.
Oh.
Maybe I paused.
I thought it was pain / medication. But I'm pretty sure he had pain. I'm not...
I have a feeling that that dog doesn't give a shit about shares and likes right then. He just wants his fucking leg back.
Well, and if you like that, does that mean you like that the dog was tortured and left in a box to die? Like, I wouldn't like
Yes. You're like, fuck you, Beldar.
that. Doesn't this dog look just like Beldar? He's like all mangled and bleeding. Hilarious.
So we've been stuck inside like the rest of you. Maybe some of you are starting to get out a little bit more, depending on where you live. But we were going to talk about how some of our eating habits have changed, or the things we've been made to do differently in terms of snacking and eating. Have you guys noticed any standouts of your own habits?
I definitely have changed during this thing. Well, first of all, shockingly, I somehow have lost like 5 or 6 pounds in the, as of right now, 5 weeks that I've been sheltering in place. And I don't know how that's happened, because it's not like I've been eating better or less. I think it's because I usually just snarf down so much snack food at work and like huge lunches and stuff like that. So I'm not doing that as much anymore. But like, I'm eating so much trash. Like, we got a Costco order, like a Costco delivery order when this thing first started, and I was just like, well, I don't know how long this is gonna last, so I got a 55-ounce jug of chocolate-covered raisins, and then like a 55-ounce jug of peanut M&Ms. And like to give you an idea of the size, it's like probably a foot by foot by foot jug of just chocolate-covered raisins, which I have since eaten all of. And like when I first got it, I was like, okay, this will just be like, I'll have a couple every night. Like it'll be just a little dessert, maybe like 10 chocolate covered raisins. But what happened was the thing was just sitting on the counter. And like every time I walk by it, just unscrew the top, just graze on, 3 or 4, rescrew it. And then next thing I know, it's like completely gone. So why am I not the size of my house? I guess is my question.
I think what would help would be to get one of those dog cones, actually. Put it around your neck, stop you from eating. And then have your wife take a picture of you with a passed out box there, with an empty box laying on you, and post it and say, "This fat ass can't even get a like or a share."
This fat ass was stuck in a box for 2 weeks and couldn't get any chocolate covered raisins during that 2 weeks. And he can't even get a like or a share.
She should do one of those things. You ever see where people put on Facebook or something where they take a picture of their dog and put a sign around its neck of like, "This dope tried to eat a towel," or "This dope drank poop out of the toilet," or something like shame their dog.
Right.
They could do that with you. Just hang a cone around your head, put a sign there that said, "This idiot ate a whole box of Raisinets in one sitting," or something like that.
You are chasing around an infant, though. That could be part of it, correct?
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, I spend 10 hours a day chasing around a 1-year-old who has really started walking a lot, especially in like the last 2 weeks. But I'm also like, I bought a 4-pound bag of chai tea mix of my favorite brand, David Rio, and I went through it in 4 weeks. Like I was having like 3 chai lattes a day. I had to buy another 4-pound bag of tea that I went through. How's that not cone worthy?
Tea is one of the things I'm definitely eating worse because I used to pre-prepare my lunches and I would just eat whatever I made at work because I had made it. So it was there and I was eating chicken and vegetables and healthy stuff, and now not so much. But
right.
One of the benefits is I would leave in the morning when I had to go into work. I would leave next to no time to do anything before I left. Get up right, just enough time to get dressed, go out the door. But now I can sit around more, and I actually have started to really drink a ton of tea. That's probably the biggest difference is I didn't drink anything in the morning. I just left, and now I can relax and kind of enjoy a cup of tea. So I've become quite the tea drinker. Geiger, have you noticed anything?
When you used to be notable for being very low tea, right? Is that true? I've always drank a lot of coffee, so this isn't new, but I think it's just easier to continue making it all day. Like we'll make a 6-cup pot in the morning. I will drink 4 of the cups, and then I'll make another 6-cup pot and drink that myself. So that's not good.
10 cups of coffee a day?
Well, it depends on if you can really consider those lines on the side of the pot an actual cup, which they are. So yes.
It depends on what your definition of cup is. Is your definition of cup equal to 1 cup? Then yes.
Wait.
Well, it's 8 ounces, I assume, right? Like, and so 8 ounces. Most people have more than 8 ounces.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I don't know if a mug is a literal cup. You know what I mean? Like, so I have like 5 or 6 mugs of coffee.
Because people will say like I had a cup of coffee from Starbucks, but that's like 24 ounces or something.
But what is a cup truly? No, my typical intelligent guy response. I've also, I think I mentioned this,
but the coffee within.
A cup cannot not be measured in ounces. Oh wait, no, it literally can. I've been craving ice cream a lot. I don't know why. It's not something I eat all the time. We've been eating it more because the kids have gotten into it, but now it's like I have to have ice cream in the house, or like when I do make the occasional errand to do a necessary thing, I will stop by like McDonald's and get a shake. And we talked about this. This is horrible for my body,
Yeah.
but I've got nothing else to do, so it's not like if I'm at least all the shit in keeps me occupied. And then I also have been eating a lot of microwave popcorn because we don't have like we'll buy a bag of chips and that'll like be gone in like a couple days between the family, and then we're not we're kind of measuring out our grocery trips, so we don't have anything else to snack on, and we had bought like 4 or 5 boxes of Boy Scout popcorn because my son was trying to get the sales limit to get a prize, but he doesn't want to actually go sell. And we were just busy, so I felt bad, so I just bought a bunch of it myself. So we've got tons of it, and I like popcorn,
That
so I've been
seems
eating a lot
somewhat
of
unscrupulous.
Well, I mean, I just bought him a really expensive, shitty prize. That's all.
That's the way the world works.
So
Your
Pretty
parents
much.
pick you up, and then you grow up, and you have nothing to show for yourself but low T.
So let me get this straight, Geiger. You're basically now embracing a Mr. Pot personality because you're drinking a bunch of pots of coffee,
Uh-huh.
and you are eating so much ice cream that you're spending your entire day on the pot.
Yep. And then I eat popcorn. But yeah, I guess it's not too different.
I couldn't work the popcorn into the pot analogy.
I will say I'm probably eating it's as much as what I just explained will contradict that. I'm probably eating more healthy because I'm not going out for lunch all the time. When I was working in the office, I would go out to lunch like at least 3 or 4 times a week, which was A, costing me money, and B, like I'm not getting healthy food. So we're not eating like super strict diet at home, but I'm eating like home cooked meals at least, which is probably on some level better.
Terrible sign when you talk about how you've eaten gallons of microwave popcorn and how that's a step up in your diet.
Yeah, well, and I'm glad you didn't say like, "What'd you have for dinner tonight?" Because the answer was an entire frozen pizza. But in general, I swear I'm healthy.
Well, popcorn is one of the snacks we're going to try. Let's get into trying some of these. These snacks are all from our executive producer, Desiree. So is that right, Geiger?
That's correct. Last 2 years for Christmas, I got a big box with lots of snacks in them. And then this year, in addition to the snacks, I also got DVD copies of Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2. So have not watched them yet. I think we've had our fill of Croc Talk for this month, so we won't get too far into that. But thank you as always, Desiree. We much appreciate your patronage.
So these are Christmas snacks?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And it's May.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, these are last year's Christmas snacks.
Let me just quick check these.
And it is May,
dates.
and they may give you the shits, and they may taste bad.
The Jammie Dodgers say best before 998. All right. Well, anyway,
best before Civil War.
From which Christmas are they from?
the first Christmas.
The first, yeah. These are from Father Christmas when he was first dubbed that.
Gold, myrrh, and Jammie Dodgers were the gifts.
We're gonna rate everything on a 5-point scale. I love dat, I like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. Let's start with the popcorn because we were just on a popcorn talk. Now this Popcornopolis popcorn you might be familiar with. I've definitely seen this out. It comes in a gigantic cone, almost like if you're a baker would be frosting a cake with, but even bigger.
Yeah, I see Geiger struggling with the bag. Now, Geiger, let me just save you some trouble there, because Novak and I, before the episode, were also trying to figure it out. You have to tear on the side. Don't try to open it from
There's
the
a
top.
little tear here.
There's a part on the side that says tear.
Yeah, no, I knew that. I did not know that. Thank you.
How much? Where's the amount on there? What's the? Oh, it's only 10. This is only 10 ounces of popcorn.
Like the amount per.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's serving size is 1 ounce, which is 1/10 of the package, I guess. Now, I've actually had Popcornopolis popcorn before, but not this flavor. I have had a flavor called Zebra that my wife's friend in LA used to get for us all the time. And that is like basically they take their caramel corn and cover it in white chocolate and dark chocolate stripes, and it is fucking delicious. So I'm kind of excited about this cinnamon toast flavor.
Yeah. So
It smells very cinnamon.
do you guys like?
Yeah.
So I personally fucking hate cinnamon. I hate it. Everything about it. I'm so therefore I'm not
Wow.
excited about this. But sometimes if it's mixed in with other flavors, it can be tolerable. But it looks on the outside just exactly like a piece of caramel corn, like a very light colored caramel.
So you're not a fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, for example?
No.
I love cinnamon. I think it's great. If I could put a cone around my head and just fill that cone with cinnamon, I wouldn't do it, but I'd think about it. They are pretty cinnamony.
Yeah.
I don't think, as a person who doesn't like cinnamon, I don't think the cinnamon is too powerful, too overwhelming.
No.
I'm trying to. It does kind of have a cinnamon toast crunch kind of flavor to it.
Tastes a lot like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I've never had that I can recall, but I believe you.
Put this popcorn in a bowl of milk, and then you will have had it.
Done and done.
Never had cinnamon toast crunch. Never saw Coneheads.
I lived a sheltered existence.
Yeah.
You haven't lived.
Maybe if you take a break from, maybe drink one less cup of coffee and one less microwave popcorn and watch a fucking episode of Coneheads, huh? How about that?
An episode?
Sure.
Fine, guys. Sorry, hold on. Pause the podcast. I'm going to watch Coneheads real quick and come back and we can talk about it.
And we're back. We just watched Coneheads. Everyone, your favorite quote. Go, Geiger.
Oh, look at my head. It's so cylindrical. It's tapered at the end. You could call it a cone.
Mine was the one where Beldar got blown by a ghost. Oh, no, wait, that's a different Dan Aykroyd movie.
How excited would Dan Aykroyd be if they brought back Coneheads? He's like, fuck yes. He just wakes up from a can of, a pile of beer bottles.
He's an alcoholic.
Yeah,
because there's no more Coneheads.
Well, and anything else.
He did kind of like when they were trying to bring Ghostbusters back and stuff. He was very much like reeking of desperation with that.
Yeah.
And then he was all mad that it was like a woman Ghostbusters or whatever.
He's thirsty as fuck.
This man was once blown by a ghost. Now he's an alcoholic. I bet he can't get a like or a share.
Just like Dan Aykroyd, hanging out in haunted houses, paying ghosts to blow him now.
He's just lying back, with his dick out, and a beer bottle is just floating through the air, up and down on his penis.
just calling Slimer at 2 a.m. Come on, phone sex. I told you to stop calling me Dan. Just hangs up.
That's Slimer.
Slimer. Stop calling me. I'm busy eating hot dogs. That's Slimer.
Slimer's had an even rough go of it post Ghostbusters. I don't think he's had any other major roles, right? He was in The English Patient, I think, and I can't remember what else.
It's a voiceover.
Remember he starred in that famous movie Slimer's List? I'll let you guys fill in the details about what happened.
Yeah, right.
So, popcorn?
All right, Geiger, you're up first for Popcornopolis
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Popcorn.
I am predisposed to not loving something like this. I don't love caramel corn. It's fine, but I'd much prefer savory corn. Popcorn. Sorry. I like a nice salty ear of corn. I also don't love cinnamon as a flavor. But I will say, this is pretty good. I think Novak was correct in that it's not overwhelmingly cinnamony or overwhelmingly sugary. It's certainly sweet, but it's not cloying and coated with stuff. It's tasty. I wouldn't want to eat this entire cone of it. This is a lot of popcorn, but I could keep it around. I bet my kids will like it. Yeah, that's a lot.
Why did you eat 9 of those servings just now?
Yeah.
I didn't have dinner.
I wouldn't want to eat the entire thing. I saved 3 kernels for Betsy.
I will give it I am going to give it a high level indifferent. It's tasty. I don't think it's bad at all. It's not my kind of thing, but it tastes good. I'll say that. I just don't. Something's keeping me back from saying I really do like that. So I'll give it an indifferent to that, but it's not bad at all.
Indifferent to start. Chad, what do you think?
It's not nearly as good as the zebra flavor that I mentioned before. That I would give a love dat too. I think that is outstanding. But this is pretty good. I mean, you're right. You can't eat a ton of it, but I don't necessarily think that's the intention. I think you are supposed to just have a little bit of it, and then theoretically it would last, longer than, say, a jug full of Raisinets would at my house. So
you're not supposed to put the cone at the end to make sure you don't eat anymore.
You're not supposed to, like Novak said earlier, it is kind of shaped like a cake frosting piping bag. You're not supposed to actually just pipe it directly into your mouth until it's empty. But I think this tastes good. I like it. So yeah, this gets a like that for me. It's good popcorn.
Okay. I'm closer to Geiger. Now, I'm going to give it an indifferent to dat, and the fact that that's a win for it, because as a person who doesn't like cinnamon, I tolerated it just fine. I was actually just munching on it casually here. It's hurt by me not liking cinnamon, which, fair or not, is the rating I'm going to give it. But as popcorn, I think it's decent. I'm with Geiger, and I don't really like sweet popcorn. I don't mind this like Chicago mix, which is the cheese with the caramel. I think that balances out and makes me like the sweet a bit more. But just when you have just caramel or just something sweet like this, it's too much. But I'm going to give it an indifferent to dat. What's that?
They have a flavor, a Chicago mix flavor. I was looking at the flavors on their website yesterday. So
okay, that is good. Yeah, I usually like that. It's one of my preferred popcorn go-tos. But a good start for Popcornopolis, actually, at least a decent start. 2 indifferents and a like, at least going to make it put a little pressure on some of the other guys here. Let's go to the Gavottes or whatever it's called. What are these called?
Gavottes? What the fuck is this? Anyways?
I don't. Geiger, you have the package. I just have like a silver colored
generic silver thing that says Gavottes on it. I have no idea what's in it.
This is the world famous Gavotte. Now it's a crispy Boursin snack. Boursin looks like garlic and herb cheese. So it's tiny little crepe like wafer crackers in a roll filled with cheese. That is flavored with garlic and herbs.
Can you hold that picture up to the camera so all of our listeners can see it?
Oh, right here, guys. See the picture? Nod when you've seen it, everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The first one I pulled out is completely void of anything.
So the actual snack is just a small thin tube, hard shell, theoretically something on the inside.
The odor is strong.
Ooh, they're barely garlicky.
Whoa. It's just like eating a straight up garlic clove. Jesus.
Yeah.
This is good vampire protection.
What the?
It's not. I love garlic though. Do you guys like garlic as a flavor?
I like it as like flavoring in something, but this is not like a flavor. This is overwhelming.
I love garlic. I put garlic in as much stuff as possible. Unfortunately, I have not yet developed my brother. Shout out to my brother who's been on this podcast a couple times and is coming up again soon. He told me that all the men in my family develop a like garlic allergy at age 40. Said it happened to my dad and it happened to him. And I turned 40 last October. So I keep waiting, any day now I'm going to wake up and like take a bite of garlic and just start vomiting all over the room. But it hasn't happened yet. So crossing my fingers that my brother's just full of shit.
Well, if you have a garlic allergy, then you could potentially die just from opening this bag.
He sounds like he's had a pretty large sample size for that study of 2 people.
No. He went and traced the DNA records all the way back to Caveman Hancock.
your family tomb somewhere is just like a picture, like a hand with like garlic in it, and like someone laying down on the ground.
Ugg Hancock in 36 BC, after he was like bashing his wife with a club and carrying her by the hair, he ate a piece of garlic and dropped dead.
You had the he
story.
already had the last name Hancock, but still named Ugg.
Ugg Hancock.
Ugg.
Also, I don't think anybody lived to 40 back in those days. And everybody died from dysentery at 22 or something.
They just thought all the Hancocks were dying from garlic, and they're just naturally getting to the end of their life.
Yeah. Dave, you don't actually have a garlic allergy. You just have caveman dysentery. Go get that checked out.
All right. Beldar, you're going to start us off. What do you think, Chad?
So these are very garlicky, and at first I was a little taken aback, but the more I ate, I kind of started to like really get into it. And when you do get bites that have cheese in it, it's like kind of a nice little creamy explosion in the middle that I think has like a pretty good salty and just very slightly sweet flavor that actually complements the garlic nicely. These are very garlicky, so you have to have a tolerance for garlic to eat these things. But I'm actually really pleasantly surprised. How much do I like these? I'm going to eat one more. This is going to decide.
While you do that real quick, I'm going to go kiss my wife.
Oh.
I'm doing it. Love that. These are great.
Oh.
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 I think we're about to have a first here. This might be a first.
I think I know what you're going to say too.
I ate a second one. I actually agree with what you say about that cheese is sort of a creaminess. There's something nice and creamy about that cheese, but I can't even get it. It's a frustrating thing because it's just awful. I can't go back to eat anymore. The garlic is too overwhelming. I just could never snack on these. I'm going to go the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and I'm going with a hate that. So we've got both ends. Now, Geiger, which side are you more? I have a feeling you're going to lean towards Chad more. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, I thought I was going to be the only one that liked these. That's why I said, "Do you guys like garlic?" Because your reactions were both like, "Oh!"
The first one was intense. It was.
Mm-hmm. I agree. In a snack like this, it's rare that the filling is actually creamy. I was expecting like a hard or powdery or some like cheese like that, and that was really good. And I love the taste of garlic. I have no problem with intense garlic flavor. And this, make no mistake, is that I am somewhat concerned that the rest of these snacks are also going to taste like garlic because I have it now in my mouth. But no, they're good. Now I think though, much like the popcorn, I could not eat a lot of these. Like I think this is a flavor that would quickly get old if I ate more than like 5 in a hand. And they're small.
Oh wow, I just ate like 20.
Oh jeez. Ooh. Are you melting your microphone right now?
Can you smell my breath through the microphone?
Yeah. I do not want you to garlic me because that would taste bad.
Does Skype smell like garlic?
All of Skype. Everyone's opening their computers and they're going, "Whoa."
All of Skype.
So I will give it a like that. I'm not going to go to a love. Certainly not a hate. I did not anticipate a love dat on this snack. That is, the hate I kind of would get because it is a very polarizing flavor. But so I guess it's not surprising that we wound up this way.
All right, a love, a like, and a hate. So if my math is correct, we're tied.
We are.
The Popcornopolis and the Gavottes. Now, should we do the segment or you want to do the third snack?
Let's segment it up. Give the garlic a chance to get out of my bloodstream.
Permeate.
Give Skype a chance to recover. So we got, as you mentioned, we got these snacks from our good friend of the podcast and past guest, Des. So in her honor, I have brought back one of our classic segments, Dis or Dat, but this is going to be Desert Dat. We're just picking between two things. This is a Desert Dat. We're going to do a summer edition because this episode is coming out right around Memorial Day, which, as in many places, not California, is the start of the summer. California, summer year round, baby. All right, so
every text you send us is about San Francisco's always cold.
Okay, San Francisco is the Arctic tundra, but the rest of California is beautiful. All right. It was nice today. I'm wearing shorts. So, first day of the year for that. So, all right, summer edition, Desert Dat. Here we go. So I've got 5 quick summer-based topics for us to pick between. Geiger, we'll start with you. Thinking of summer, it is like picnic time. You know, you maybe go out and get some picnics. So some classic picnic foods. Which way are you going to go here? Potato salad, macaroni salad.
Potatoes, not even a question, potato salad. American or German style, they're both delicious. Although German style is hot, so you probably wouldn't want to eat that at a picnic. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love potato salad.
All right, Novak?
To me, they're really, really close. I'm just as likely to get one as the other. I'm probably slightly more likely to get the macaroni, so I'll do macaroni and see how Chad can split the vote.
I would go potato salad. Again, I agree they're very close, but potato just kind of pushes it over to the edge. There's something really tasty about that potato salad mixture. Okay, continuing in the realm of foods here, we're going to go cold foods for a hot summer day. Popsicle versus ice cream cone. Novak, you take this one.
Wow. If ever there was a slam dunk, I mean, it's, popsicle, look, I guess it's fine, but I also guess it's not fine because it's not an ice cream cone. So ice cream cone, the clear victor.
Yeah.
Geiger, for you, as you say, the ice cream cone can make you shit your pants. So
yeah, but I'd still rather eat it over a popsicle. Yeah, I'm taking ice cream cone. Ice cream is fantastic. I like popsicles, don't get me wrong, but like flavored ice or rich, creamy ice cream, and followed by a violent shit.
Yeah, that's unanimous. Ice cream cone. I actually don't even like popsicles. I think they're a bad thing to eat. They get sticky and they don't even taste that great. Okay, moving outside of the realm of food. Now, traditionally, summer starts on Memorial Day, ends on Labor Day. So I'll go first on this one. Memorial Day versus Labor Day. Now, this isn't quite the slam dunk you might think it is. For people with children, keep in mind, Labor Day kind of means they're going back to school. You don't have to deal with your shitty kids anymore, right? And so your life can kind of like return back to normal. But even so, I'm still going to go Memorial Day because I don't care about people who work. I don't care about the working class. No, I'm just kidding. But I do like sort of the start of summer more than the end of summer. Novak, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it is a slam dunk. I know you tried to talk us out of that, but Memorial Day is the way to go. Spring, I mean, September's still fine. Look, Labor Day, still beautiful out. It's a great time of year, but it doesn't quite have the excitement that Memorial Day does in terms of here comes the summer. We're all going to let our Coneheads out, so I'm going to go with Memorial Day.
G-Mab?
Oh, I might go Labor Day, and I think it's because usually that's right around the end of summer, and that means football season starting usually. And I love football, and I mean I'm a Packers season ticket holder. It's something I look forward to every year, so I love summer. But I think it's like a nice hey, end of summer, let's wrap it up, and then we're heading into like football season and like holidays, like Thanksgiving is not too far away and things like that. So I'll go with that. But they're both great.
All right. Okay, summer activities. It's hot outside. Let's get wet. You guys prefer sprinkler or a slip and slide? Geiger, where are you going?
Man, I'm legit trying to think of the last time I went on a slip and slide.
Well, when's the last time you ran through a sprinkler either?
Right. Sprinkler sucks. I don't like sprinklers at all. But I will take it because I think at my age,
Why don't you like that? What do you mean you don't like sprinklers at all?
I mean,
Down with sprinklers.
no, I mean to water my grass, it's fine. Like I never, even as a kid, loved like just running through. Like you get all cold real quick, and then you run away, and you're freezing cold with this little.
What's that motion you made?
Thing of water.
Running through sprinkler motion. Yes.
You did a little shimmy shake when you got cold.
That's my Baywatch running through, and I flipped my hair back, and my pecs were glistening when I was 8. I'm worried if I slid now on a slip and slide, I would just stay there because it's like a thin piece of plastic over the ground, just flinging myself on the ground, sliding, like, ugh. So I think I'll probably take sprinkler just due to practical reasons.
Okay, so you prefer sprinklers, but you like them in their place.
Yeah, to water my grass. Slip and slide is really
place.
inefficient to do lawn care with.
All right. I'm gonna go slip and slide. I always, even though I think that's just because I never really had a chance to do slip and slide too much as a kid. You know, we ran through the sprinklers all the time, and unlike Geiger, I think sprinklers should have their freedom to express themselves. I don't want to oppress the sprinkler class.
Keep them down.
And so I'm fine running through sprinklers. I think it's a lot of fun, but I was always jealous of people that got to go through slip and slides all the time. Also, it doesn't help growing up in Illinois. There's like 0 hills. So it's like, hard to get like an exciting slip and slide going. Novak, what are you going to say?
Really, the best choice for getting part of your body wet is Slimer. But if you're going to have to...
only a specific part of the body.
Here, slip and slide in theory is much, much more fun, but it never works like it does on the picture. The best I've seen slip and slide work, like Chad mentioned, is when you place it on a hill, like a moderately steep hill. That's the only way you can get it going. And if you don't have that in your yard, it's almost impossible because you need to connect that thing to a hose. So it's just too inconsistent. The sprinkler, it hits that every time. It's on the money. When you want to get wet, you run through the sprinkler. So
okay, but point in slip and slide's favor, I forgot to mention, there is a very, very, very funny GIF of like this super fat guy in like a tight swimsuit, and he's just sliding by on a slip and slide in like a draw me like your French girls pose, and his belly's just hanging out, and it's so funny. So just in case that influences your decision.
I gave that guy a like and a share, but I'm still not going to pick slip and slide. I'm going to go with sprinkler for the win.
All right. So keeping it wet, here's a Des, Dat, or the other one. Swimming, you're going to go pool, ocean, or lake. Novak, what do you say?
I'm going to go lake because you've got you have the naturalness of it, right? Not the like chlorinated craziness of the pool that can sometimes not be great or consistent. But it's more under control to where if it's a small lake, then you can do more casual floating around activities without worrying about the waves at every turn. And sometimes not as freezing cold as the ocean either. So I'm going lake as sort of a middle ground between the two.
Wow. So I have to say, when I was putting this together, I ran these by my wife, and I was like, should I even include lake? And she goes, just put it. No one's going to pick it. But here we are.
I guess as I was growing up too, I was in so many lakes. Like that was what was around the town. I literally grew up in a town called Lake in the Hills, which was full of lakes. So part of it was, I don't know. I feel like that's a nice. I'm surprised that people would. I'd rather go like walk along the beach at the ocean, like spend the day at the ocean. But if I'm going in the water, I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the water. I don't think I necessarily want to. I think a lake's a good spot to be.
All right, Geiger.
Have you swam in the ocean before?
Yeah.
No way?
Sure. Yeah, a number of times.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Which ones? All of them? Okay.
Yeah, the Indian Ocean.
Arctic?
The Arctic Ocean.
Is your problem that you've been swimming in the Arctic Ocean? Is that your problem?
Yeah, I mean, Chad, you fucked up. The correct answer is Caspian Sea. No,
What about seas? Yeah, you didn't include seas. Ponds.
Where's Puddle?
I'm going ocean.
Wow.
Some of the most fun I had swimming was on our honeymoon in Mexico, where like there's these fun swimming into the waves and washing back to shore, until I got thrown onto my side and gouged the shit on myself on some gravel. But right up until that, it was really fun. I think it's cool being on the beach and the ocean. And it's warm. It's like cool. Like it's beautiful out there and it's like naturey. But I like pool. Like, I've done the most swimming in pools. I grew up with a pool in our backyard. Like I've done more pool swimming, but I feel like pools are more prone to just like being scummy or like kids pissing in them or whatever. So pools are more likely. But if I had my druthers, I'd love to live like on the ocean and swim in the ocean every day.
The piss factor is huge for a pool, and I feel like Chad might be about to go pool. Our kids are a little older, too, so we've done a lot of like hotel pooling with just like kids everywhere, and you can literally see they just stand on the deck in a row, just pissing in the pool.
That's a great point, because over summer, especially when you go to a pool, it is like shoulder to shoulder people. You're trying to swim and you're bumping into people constantly, and like there's like turds floating by and like just balloons of shit and piss and everything.
So Chad, tell us why you like to swim and piss and shit.
Well, you guys know me. I love my piss stories. No, for me, it's very close between pool and ocean. You want to talk about like scummy shit? Like lakes are full of just like scummy shit, right? Like seaweeds. I don't want creatures anywhere near me. I don't want to be stepping on rocks and stuff. Like I hate all of that. So throw lake out. Ocean is tough because it can get really cold. I'm not a huge fan of swallowing a ton of salt water. But like the waves aspect of it is kind of cool. And I've done some amazing like snorkeling in the ocean, right? But I think I am going to go pool because I do like when you can have like a super high diving board that you can do a cannonball off of.
You can eat the other people at the pool.
And you can stand at the top of the diving board, yell, "I've developed a taste for human flesh," and just take a huge bite out of somebody's heart, whip it down into the swimming pool.
I just picture you like running off the diving board, mouth open, like weeping at a kid.
Yeah, I guess the body of water was pretty cool for Jaws, so I can see why you like pool.
I just downgraded pools now that I know they're a common hunting ground for cannibals.
A pool is where you can hunt the most deadliest game of all, humans.
Technically, Novak, I think we also have to understand that lakes and oceans are probably just chock full of fish piss. So we might be consuming
piss, crab piss,
shark piss.
Yep.
That's different. Those are animals I eat. So I guess that's why Chad likes where humans go.
We all just want to be around our primary food sources.
Look, you've seen this too. Now Chad hasn't seen it because his kid's not old enough. Mm-hmm. But we go to a pool at a hotel. There's children lining the pool. All of them dropping their pants and shitting directly into the pool.
Yeah. They blow a whistle and all the lifeguards line them up, and it's just called plop time, and they all just go plop right into the pool.
Plop time.
And then they get a giant toilet stick and all mix it up.
Then in comes the cannibals. It's really not a safe place to be.
Look, you guys told that story as if it was like a bad thing, but I'm ready for Slimer after that story. If you know what I mean. All right. So last one here. We'll close it off with the two most quintessential summer activities that I can possibly think of. When you think of summer, these are the first two things that come into your mind. And I'll go first on this one. Fireworks versus fall foliage. So here's my problem with fall foliage. The trees are super weak. They're dying. It sucks. Give me fireworks. Fireworks are powerful, explosive. It's basically the closest you can get to an orgasm without actually blasting all over the place. All right, Geiger, what do you think?
You fucking idiot. Well, wait a minute. You like fireworks because they're the closest you can get to fucking blowing your load?
It's basically multicolored blue balls.
fireworks, I guess. I mean, fall foliage is boring as shit. It also isn't a summer activity. I like getting off, so I mean, fireworks just is right in line with that. Every time I go to the 4th of July, I have to bring a couple of changes of pants because get my rocks off.
Novak?
Fireworks.
All right, great. That's Desert Dat.
All right. We've decided on those summer activities. So when you are headed out this summer, make sure you take note of our suggestions. Cracking himself up.
I'm so proud of myself right now.
Has appeared. Fall foliage just needs to appear in the spring quiz, and then it will be all set. All right. So now, we did talk about fall foliage as being a popular Christmas thing. It went up against Christmas lights in a previous winter episode. But we also know that a famous Christmas thing from the first Christmas was the Jammie Dodger.
We do know that.
So these are cookies. It says raspberry flavor shortcake cookies. These? Now these are British. When I was doing some research, saw that they were UK based. So.
I mean, I never would have guessed that with a name like Jammie Dodgers.
And it was named after a comic strip character named Roger Dodger.
Oh, I thought it was named after what Sandy Koufax wore to bed.
Yes. And he had dyslexia.
Okay, so these are... It's actually 2 cookies stacked like Oreo style, and it looks like raspberry cream in the middle. The cookies are very thick, not a ton of cream.
They're like not like very buttery.
Yeah, Geiger, you know I like shortbread.
Right. And these are, I don't love the fruit in the middle. Mine tastes like off. Or maybe that's just what it tastes like.
There is very little fruit inside these things. It's like 95% cookie.
The cookies are very thick for the amount of fruit.
Yeah. Why are these not double stuffed Jammie Dodgers?
A lot more Dodger than Jammie in here.
Yeah.
I'm first. I like shortbread cookies. That's well known across the world. I like raspberry flavor. Not as well known, but it's out there now.
Various degrees of known facts.
Oh, I'm gonna steal your identity now that I know you like raspberry flavor. That's the last piece of I needed.
I was with
log into his laptop. It's just raspberry shortbread.
That's my password.
Password Jammie Dodgers 123.
So it's Jammie Dodgers 69. You know that. So it's
Jammie Dodgers 69. Suck it.
It's also a well-known fact across the world that I like 69. That's the other thing.
It's like getting 2 fireworks shows at once.
I'm more of a 96 man, just like to rub my ass on the back of her head.
The 69 is the two towns right next to each other, both putting on a fireworks show at the same time.
Shooting the fireworks into each other's town.
And neither one really gets to enjoy the fireworks show because they're too distracted.
All right, I'll get down to it here. This I'm gonna be the only one, I think, but I actually like these. I like that. I think the shortbread cookie is not buttery enough, like Geiger said. The fruit is not plentiful enough, but I think the flavors work fine, and I think the raspberry jam or whatever it is in there tastes decent, and I think the cookies taste decent. So I actually like this. I could see myself eating the rest of this package. So like that to start. Geiger, what do you think?
No, you're wrong. These are bad. Dislike that. Here's the thing. We all know my stance on shortbread cookies. My password is no shortbread _69. I don't like shortbread, and I especially wouldn't like these. These are dry as fuck, and it's all cookie, It's all dry cookie. I don't know how. It's almost like a thicker, bigger version of those shitty McDonald's shortbread cookies, and they're the fruit in the middle is like sticky and not that good. I thought it was like a weird. Maybe it's just me. I thought mine tasted kind of not. I don't know, just funky, like sour almost. This thing's bad. It's not like I won't hate it, but I will give it a strong dislike. That I have no interest in eating other than Jammie Dodgers. Great Britain, you fucked up.
Okay, Chad, who you siding with more here?
Well, it's tough because my password is shortbread cookies are fine. I could take them or leave them. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. _ 69. But so but these ones are not good. And actually, when I first bit into it, I'm like, why is there no raspberry cream? Like, there's barely any. But I actually think it's improved because there is so little of the cream. Because when you get to the actual middle of it, where there is a little bit of cream, the cream is terrible. It's so sticky and just generically sweet. It's not a particularly good flavor. If these had more cream, they would actually probably get a hate that from me. But instead, they're just going to get a dislike that because it's just eating two thick, so-so shortbread cookies glued together.
All right, Jammie Dodgers are in last right now, and there's one snack left to try to take it home, and it's the Snack Yard shiitake mushrooms. So again, we just have a plastic baggie. So Geiger, you're going to have to tell us the deal here.
Yep, these are the Snack Yard shiitake mushrooms. Snack Yard's a relatively recent company, SNAK, established 2018. And these are crispy, crunchy, seasoned shiitake mushrooms. So the shiitake mushroom has long been known for centuries and centuries, since a long time ago, as the marvelous mushroom, nutritious and invigorating, a tasty treasure Snack Yard has indeed created. So this is with a crispier take and a crunchier make, perfectly seasons, not a snack to forsake. So a really shitty poem on the back. These are pretty simple. It's just mushroom, salt, some oil, and a little bit of spices. And they seem natural. Do you guys like? I love mushrooms, and Novak, I believe you're a big fan of the fungi as well, correct?
Love mushrooms. Love just about every variety of mushroom there is. Chad, do you like them?
I've come around on mushrooms. I used to dislike them, but the last maybe 5, 6, maybe 8 years now, I've actually really come around on them. With the exception of portobello, I think portobello is still dog shit. But shiitake mushrooms I really like. Cremini, they can be really good, especially in Asian dishes. I like them a lot. Shiitake is one of the better mushrooms. So I'm very curious about these.
These have almost no. I opened that bag that came in. There's almost no smell.
If you stick one right up to your nose, mine have a smell.
It doesn't smell great. They just look exactly like mushrooms. They look like some kind of a freeze dried mushroom.
Whoa, that is a consistency I did not expect.
That's weird a little bit. You didn't expect to be crunchy?
Well, it's crunchy, but then it kind of turns into a weird goo of chewiness. Once you get past that initial crunch, that's what I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of in texture at first, just slightly, was like chewing on the astronaut ice cream. This is like an astronaut mushroom.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit.
Little.
They are very crunchy.
I don't know what to think about these.
I know what to think.
He said it with a grin.
Wow.
Hey. We're all just looking around confused at each other.
Geiger, you're first.
Well, unlike a badger, I'm not looking for a mushroom.
You're just looking for snake. It's a snake.
This will make a whole fucking ton of sense.
Hey
I'm
guys,
disappointed.
Remember the internet 24 years ago? Was that in Hamster Dance?
Well, like a fat lady in a dirt bike, I really didn't enjoy these. I'm disappointed. I love mushrooms. I thought this would be a kind of cool. I was looking forward to eating these. It's weird. They're seasoned, but I feel like I don't taste any of the seasoning. I just taste like a like I know a lot of mushrooms flavor is based on like an umami almost, but this is just like it's almost like there's almost nothing to it. Chad's right; it's a weird consistency, and then there's just a crappy aftertaste in your mouth afterward. I couldn't describe the flavor if I tried, other than just kind of funky. It's a dislike. I don't like them. I don't hate them. I could eat them. Like if this is all I had in the house because of COVID, I could make a meal out of it. But I don't like them. So dislike that for me to start.
All right, Geiger says dislike. Chad, what do you think?
Yeah, these things are a big disappointment. What is that flavor on the outside? It is.
That's what I mean.
What's it? Is it hint on the box at all?
Weird.
No, the ingredients are sea salt. I mean, besides mushroom, sea salt, maltose. It just says spices and natural flavor. And then there's a little bit of oil and yeast extract, probably to preserve it and keep the seasoning on. So it doesn't really say.
I think there needed to be more seasoning on these, but even then, I'm not sure it would have worked. The flavor is not so bad. It is bad, let's be clear, but it's not like repulsive. What really is getting to me is the consistency, which I find to be revolting. And I even ate a second one just to be like sure that was really what was putting me off, and it is. Like as I'm chewing into it, I wanted to spit it out. I didn't. I should have. So
okay.
Yeah. I think I'm just barely gonna slide these into a hate dat. I think they're gross.
This guy wanted this. This is coming from a cannibal, ladies and gentlemen. He wanted to spit out
This guy will eat human flesh, but not mushroom snacks.
Yeah. To me, this tastes like a bunch of kids lined up at a swimming pool, dropped their pants, and then shiitake mushrooms came out. Makes no sense.
I guess I wondered why no one had ever made a mushroom snack like this.
Now
and
you
now
know.
I know exactly why there's never a mushroom snack. Certain things lend themselves well to being like a freeze-dried form of stuff, strawberries and bananas and the like. This does not. It's just in so many ways wrong and bad. The consistency's bad. The seasoning's bad. Maybe I'd feel different. I'd think that it was just my dislike of the food if it was something else. But I love mushrooms. I love mushrooms, and this is ruining the mushroom. It's taking every good thing away that makes a mushroom tasty. So I'm also going with Chad and going to give it a hate dat. So
nice.
2 hates and a dislike. So nearly a flaming bag of dog shit, and it actually slightly resembles a bag of shit. So that's the big loser for today. The tie, though, at the top was the Gavottes and the Popcornopolis popcorn. So both of those could be good. Now, I actually think if you like garlic at all, then that maybe deserves to get the win. To me, it was way too garlicky. But if you are a garlic fan, you really could like those. So I think that could be something to seek out and try. That might be a little more interesting than just the popcorn. So, Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
Yeah, if you'd like to share your thoughts on any of these snacks, if you're a garlic freak, if you're a mushroom fiend, if you're a cannibal, if you work as a maintenance worker at a pool and would rather we not promote people taking shits in them, please reach out to us at youtrydat@gmail.com_69. You can get a hold of us on YouTube by leaving a comment and reference _69 so we know it's for us. We are on Twitter, #_69. We are on Instagram, 69.
No, there it's 2 underscores, then the 69.
Okay.
Then a 3rd underscore.
Right. Got it. Thank you. And we have our own Facebook group, You Tried Dat at _69_69_69. We're the 3rd one in there, so we had to do 3 of them. No, but seriously, we'd love to hear about 69ing. And
no, we love to hear about it.
What are they going to tell us? We want to hear about the 69 and the 96 and the
Let's just say
81.
the
and
three
all
of
the
us
other
have no idea what it actually is. So if you could,
stuff. Seriously, please send us a link to Urban Dictionary. We have no idea what it is.
We're gonna turn this into Red Book the podcast. Send us your stories. Wasn't that the old magazine that had all those like, oh my gardener, like whatever. Red Book.
what?
All right, cut that out.
Excuse me?
Wait, what did the gardener do?
Chad, how's your romance novel career taking off?
The gardener had
Oh,
all
my
these...
gardener, whatever.
He had fireworks and yada yada. Your imagination.
The gardener, he had fireworks and he ate my children and he.
He took me to see fall foliage and yelled at the trees for being weak.
Well, look, guys, the gardener came over, and I don't want to be explicit, but if you've seen Ghostbusters, I think you know what happened next.
Oh my gosh, my gardener, he did all the jokes from this episode at once. That gardener.
Turns around at the gardener is Slimer smoking a cigarette. Yeah, whatever. I get paid by the hour. He's all bent out of shape. Just sliming all over the garden.
Where were we?
Anyhow.
All right, cool.
All right, now we reviewed the entire episode in 10 seconds.
All right, before we go, real quick, pee in the pool, yes or no?
How big is the pool?
Do am I in favor of it?
How big is the pool?
How big is it? How much piss you got?
Would you feel bad about peeing in the ocean? Would you feel bad about
No, done it many times.
No. No. The only thing I'd be scared about is opening my urethra in case like a small fish swam up there.
You're not pissing in the Amazon where they have those like, don't they have fish that crawl up your piss stream?
Yeah, they have like needlefish or something that swim up your dick.
The old needle dick
So-
69 fish.
When it comes to pissing in the Amazon versus pissing in the ocean, I will take ocean. I'm gonna go out on a limb there.
Have you guys ever peed in a pool? Like as a kid that you recall?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't remember ever doing it. I'm sure I did though.
I would have been really young. I'm not so quick to.
Well, no, I know that's what I mean. I'm not saying like last.
Now, not
year,
only
I'm
did
just
Chad
saying,
say it, but he's also leaning back on the couch with like one arm sideways.
Oh yeah, I did.
Look. I'm just saying that, like, pretty soon my daughter's going to hit an age where we're going to probably buy a little kiddie pool for her in the backyard, and I'm just looking to relive my glory days, that's all.
When Chad would come up to us and fist bump us all the time and be like, just got my dick wet, I thought he was having sex, but he was just pissing in the pool again.
Why would you think I was having sex?
I don't know.
Is it all your usernames have 69 in it? It's really confusing. All right, well, that'll do it for this time, but we'll be back next time. We'll be trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.
My most precious one. I would collapse. I would draw the shades, and I would live in the dark. I would never get out of my slar pad nor clean myself. My fluids would coagulate, my cone would shrivel, and I would die, miserable and lonely. The stench would be great.
Well, Beldar, you have made me very happy.
Yes, I know. Good night.